Welcome to r/Bestof Redditor Updates, where we have a frankly hilarious story from one of the most delusional and entitled people I have ever seen on Reddit. Our next Reddit post comes from r/relationship advice. I'm a 28-year-old woman and my fiance is 28. We've been together 6 years now, and during the 3rd year of our relationship, I cheated on him with a close family friend. I started taking my fiance for granted, and it became easy to cheat because I didn't value the relationship. He broke up with me, and we were split up for months, and during that time that I was single, I realized that he's a great boyfriend. I begged for him back, and he took me back, but I had to promise to never speak to that guy again. I'm happy to say that I've never cheated since then, and I haven't been tempted at all. I understand how great of a partner I have. That being said, the guy I cheated on was a close family friend, and recently we rekindled our friendship behind my fiance's back. Nothing romantic. You ever meet someone who's a terrible partner but a great friend? That's him. I hated the fact that I let a stupid mishap ruin our friendship. Then, my fiance found out about our friendship and was angry. I apologized and we talked, and he needed space. He sent me a text of his demands to continue the relationship. Here's his text message. After doing some thinking, I can't trust you. Whether it was platonic or not, this is the second time I know of that you violated my trust. The hardest part isn't this, but now I have to wonder how many times you violated my trust or did something behind my back that I don't know about. You claim this is it, but how can I believe you? I love you and I want to work on this relationship, but it's going to require a lot from you. Then OP's fiance goes on to list all the requirements that she has to follow for them to get back together. First, OP has to block the friend and never speak to him again. He also gets unrestricted access to phones, social media, emails, etc. Every single password on every single device. No hanging out with male friends alone. She has a curfew of 1 a.m. whenever she goes out with her friends. The fiance ends the text by saying, "There will be more, but these are my demands and they aren't up for discussion. If you aren't willing to do these, then the relationship is over. Take your time to think about it." I called him, but he said that he's not arguing with me about it, and don't call him back until I decide what I want to do. I feel that's extremely harsh, considering the fact that I didn't cheat this time. Ever since we got back together, I never cheated on him. Down in the comments, people are trashing on OP, and man, she's being really sassy about it. People are asking OP if she'll follow her boyfriend's rules, and she says, "Okay, I'll do it. I just needed to make sure that he wasn't going too far. But if this is what it takes to rebuild his trust, I'll do it." Then other people say that they think OP's gonna cheat again, and OP says, "You don't think I'll follow his rules? Good thing I don't let people tell me what I can't do. I'm gonna be laughing when we work through this, get married, and have kids." Then OP posted an update. We had a really great conversation where he was vulnerable and he said that I made him feel like I didn't value him. He was crying and it really hurt me to see the pain that I caused him. He told me please to not go forward with him unless I can promise that I won't go behind his back again, because he can't go through this pain again. I told him that I promise I'll never hurt him again and I'll always be honest and upfront from now on. We talked about the rules and he said they'd be temporary and they'd be adjusted when we go to couples therapy. Now's the time to put in the work to repair the relationship. I know it'll be a lot of work, but I'm prepared. Then, 10 months later, OP posted, oh my God. 10 months later, OP posted an update and, well, it's not really an update. It's a totally separate post and this is the title. I have a fiance, but I'm falling in love with a married man. So next month I'll be married. I've been with an amazing guy and we worked through a lot of issues together. I thought that I loved him and I think I still do, but I'm not in love with him. About 3 months ago at my job, we got a new coworker who's very handsome and extremely attractive. I mean, I've never been so physically attracted to someone in my life. We started to deepen our friendship, but then romantic feelings came. I repressed mine, but to my surprise, he confessed his feelings to me as well. I told him we have to think about our spouses, but our feelings continued to grow. He told me he stopped being affectionate with his wife because he feels like he's cheating on me when he does that. He only wants to be affectionate with me. I've started doing this same thing and haven't been intimate with my partner. The thing is, a lot of people will be hurt when this comes out. He can't divorce his wife right away because of finances, but he will as soon as possible. I have to call off the wedding, but I really don't want to hurt my current fiance. Uh-oh, you guys. The married man that OP is cheating with really wants to divorce his wife, but he just can't do it yet for some completely legitimate and not made up reason. I'm sure that's not going to come back to bite OP in the butt at all. Down in the comments, OP is again getting trashed on, and here are some choice comments. I have cheated before, and I'm starting to realize that it's because I didn't understand being in love. Me and my coworker aren't romantic with our current partners. I don't want to be with anyone but him. Also, he's going to divorce his wife. We have a plan for when his finances get straight. Yeah, right. The plan is to boink you for as long as possible and then dump you and then stay with his wife, lady. Come on, man. This is a tale as old as time. How can people be this dumb? Then people are trashing on her because she's starting affair number 2, and she says, "This is completely different. The first time I cheated was because I was selfish. This time, it's because I fell in love with someone else. I didn't choose this. No one picks who they love. This whole experience has taught me how complex love is and that I've never been in love before." She responds to the criticism, "That's not fair. I didn't want any of this to happen. It breaks my heart that I'm going to have to call off the wedding, but he's a great guy and I'm certain he'll find someone else. I wish I loved my husband and didn't fall in love with my coworker." Another response, "You guys aren't being understanding or empathetic." Then a day later, OP posted an update. "I took everyone's advice and decided to end things with my fiance. This was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. I know you guys think that I'm a terrible person, but this is an unimaginable situation to find yourself in. I want everyone to know how much this hurt to do. I really wish I didn't fall in love with someone else. I wish I could make myself fall in love with my fiance, but I can't. It took me a long time to accept this." Man. Down in the comments, people are saying there is no way that this married man is going to leave his wife, and OP says he is going to divorce his wife. Unfortunately, divorce is extremely complicated, but he says that'll keep me updated. It's not just finances, but a lot of other legal stuff also. Since I wasn't married yet, it was easy to end things. For him, it's a lot more complicated. Then, 3 months later, OP makes a post with this title, "You guys were right. I realized I treated my fiance horrible and received my karma. My coworker and his wife are getting a divorce because she found out that he was cheating with multiple women. Plural. He's a disgusting animal. He lied to me and others, pretending that we were the only one. I ended things with him. I'm glad that he's been exposed. Now, regarding my ex-fiance, Oh man, I've taken the time to reflect and realize he's actually my true love. I hate that I hurt him. I reached out again to him, but he said that he'll always love me, but he's done with me. That was painful to hear. I just can't get over what my coworker did, destroying multiple relationships, including mine. It's painful to see and experience." Man, you guys, days like these, I just love my job. What a story. This absolute doofus. This woman is dumb. Like dumb, dummy, dumb level stupid. I hate to diagnose because it's hard to diagnose someone from a Reddit post, but honestly, she sounds like a narcissist. Everything is just me, what I want, me, entitled. She sounds like a nightmare to be with. Just shallow, vapid, and downright stupid. Our next Reddit post is from r/slash relationship advice. "My husband is saying another woman's name in his sleep. My husband and I are both in our 30s, married for about 10 years with kids. When my husband is very tired, he talks in his sleep. Not a lot, but a few words. Usually, it's about whatever's on his mind. When our boys were young, it was usually about feeding them or giving them a bath. Now it happens less than it did back then, but it still happens about once a week. Usually, he says something about work or fishing or his car. Last night, he said another woman's name in his sleep. Actually, a few times. First he said her name and then kind of laughed in his sleep. Then he said, "Her name, let's go to bed." And then a few minutes later, something about a shower. There is a woman with that name who lives near us. He knows her, but I don't know her. I've never seen them be anything but friendly. I've never seen odd behavior from him. But this has me very paranoid. I don't want to be one of those people who gets mad at their partner for something that happens in their sleep. Am I being ridiculous for bringing this up to him? Then OP posted an update. "Thanks for the advice. I brought it up to my husband in a joking manner. He immediately got defensive and began saying, 'I can't effing believe you're making an issue out of this.' I was pretty taken aback by his immediate defensive reaction. I assured him that I wasn't accusing him of anything. I just wanted to bring it up since it happened and make a joke out of it so that he knew I wasn't actually upset. He called me ridiculous and dramatic, and if he expected me to stop hanging out with her because of this, then I was out of my goddamn mind. Then he left." Okay. Kind of reminds me of that meme song, "Don't act suspicious, don't act suspicious." This dude is the most obviously suspicious cheater I've ever read about on this subreddit. Okay, 2 days later, OP posted an update. "So yesterday, I took a half day and got home from work around 4:15, the time that my husband and her are usually hanging out. My kids and my husband were not at home, despite my husband telling me that he had gotten them off the bus and his Life 360 said that he was home. Plus, his car was in the garage. I called his phone and it rang in the bedroom, but he was nowhere to be found. So I walked to that woman's house. She has a pool in her backyard, and from the street, I could hear the two of them, clearly in the backyard pool, talking and laughing. I literally didn't even go into her yard. I just yelled out my husband's name and said, 'Where are the kids?' He was silent for so long. He started to say something, but I just cut him off and told him to shut the F up. And I told him to just tell me where the kids were. He said that they were at his mother's. I told him that he had until I went to get them and get back to the house for him to get his stuff out of the house. He tried to keep talking, and at this point he had come out to the street, but I honestly didn't want to hear what he had to say. I told him I wasn't messing around, that if he was still there when I came home, I was going to lose it. He got the point. He was gone when I got back, but I did let him tell me his side of the story on the phone the other night. He said they were just friends, that he didn't tell me how close they were because he thought that I would get upset. I don't believe anything he said. He lied about where our kids were to innocently hang out with a friend. Obviously, this is all new, but I have no intentions of reconciling with him. Wow, what a genius master manipulator this guy is. My wife is suspicious. Should I lay low or should I immediately go back to sleeping with my mistress? Man, the cheating is bad enough, but the guy is just so stupid on top of that. I don't understand how people can be so dumb. Our next Reddit post is an update to the mustard story. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the mustard story is on my channel. Just do a search for mustard and you'll find it. Just to quickly recap, the husband is obsessed with mustard, but the wife doesn't like mustard. And then one day they have a fight about mustard and the husband just goes completely ballistic and starts like threatening her life. And I think he tries to kill her. Anyways, we have an update. It seems that I just can't escape my story. Haha. I was getting ready for the day when my TikTok feed showed a podcast reading and reacting to my story. I'm here to reassure all of you that I'm okay, alive, safe, and free. And with that stress and anxiety mostly cleared up, I feel like I can finally put to words my emotions. I was very small and skittish during the abuse and for some time after leaving. I'm not sure how else to put it, but I felt like I had to be small. I was constantly regulating and accommodating. It was horrible in retrospect, but no one prepared me for the emotional turmoil that ensues once you're safe and away. I felt rage like nothing else. I would spend hours screaming and crying into my pillow, hating him, wondering how dare he treat me like that. Therapy and my support group has worked to rebuild my self-esteem. I've become more and more outraged on my own behalf. I read, "Why does he do that?" And while it helps provide context on why he abused me, it still doesn't make me feel less angry, I guess. For those who don't know, the book Why Does He Do That is a book about, I'm pretty sure, narcissists and like narcissistic behavior that's gotten really popular lately. I haven't read it, but it's helped people sort of understand why narcissistic people behave the way they do. So if you're in an abusive relationship, you might want to consider checking out that book. Anyways, back to the story. I'm angry for myself as a human being. He treated others with respect, but he thought that I deserved everything that he did to me. And that makes me angry. Of course, there was relief, sadness, all of that. I think I slept for days straight after I left. I was in a daze. My therapist reassured me that all of this is normal. But there's also some good news. My therapist recommended yoga and Pilates, and that's been great for me. The release of a deep stretch, being in shape, feeling strong, it's all helped me massively. I feel healthy, and yes, I cry when I do hip opening stretches, haha. Also, I made friends, real friends. I joined a local women's club and we do various activities bi-monthly. Next week, we'll be doing a little embroidery project. Everyone brings snacks and we just enjoy each other's company. Also, people are asking OP if the husband went to jail, and OP says he didn't do jail time. He went to mandated counseling, and that was considered legally acceptable, which is kind of the equivalent to jail in our state. And as for the assault, he forced himself on me. That's the catalyst that resulted in me moving and our divorce moving along properly. He was intentionally trying to impregnate me. He told me that. That is revolting. Man, I remember when I read the first story, I was amused by it because it was just the husband going completely ballistic over mustard. And I was like, yo, what's this guy's problem? This guy's goofy. But then the update started coming out and he got more and more insidious and it got darker and darker. And then this update, man, this guy belongs in jail where he can never touch a woman or a pack of mustard for the rest of his life. That was r/Best of Redditor updates. And if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.